7 Day Sports TV here. Shout out to the LDBC. All right, so this is my response and reaction to the recent comments made by Mike Tyson and Deontay Wilder's response to Mike Tyson and everybody's videos that I've seen about the subject. Now, for a long time now, Mike Tyson has had some shady things to say about Deontay Wilder, which is fine. That's Mike Tyson's right. If he don't like a guy, he has every right to say he don't like the guy, or to insinuate that, or be critical of a guy. Fine. You know what I mean? The world is not peaches and cream. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna bow down before your feet. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? No matter what you do, there's always gonna be somebody out there with something negative to say about you, for whatever reasons they have. Mike Tyson, a couple years ago, said something to the effect. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the exact quote, but he said something about, in referring to Deontay Wilder's knockouts. Oh, my kids can knock people out too, but that don't mean they're good. You know what I mean? Can you take a punch though? So he was basically saying that Wilder's knocking people out, but can he take a punch? You know what I mean? Oh, blah blah blah. But the thing is this. Mike Tyson recently said, that he doesn't believe that Deontay Wilder is ready for Anthony Joshua. However, the same Mike Tyson said he's never actually watched the Joshua fight, that he's seen highlights of Anthony Joshua. Yet he's making a fucking prediction as to what's going to happen in the fight by looking at highlights of another guy. And so many people do that. I know people on YouTube do that shit too, when they make their predictions and stuff like that, who gonna win. They don't actually take the time. Whenever you have an unknown fighter that you find out somebody popular is fighting, instead of looking the guy up on YouTube and actually watching a few of their fights, like I usually do that. If I don't know who the guy is, I'll watch a few of their fights in totality, so that I can see how this guy fights, look for any patterns or any rhythms in this guy, and I can make a sound judgment. Maybe this guy's dangerous. Maybe this guy is a sleeper, But some people just look at highlights of the guy, and then they see all these knockouts, and they say, oh, okay, yeah, this guy, he's dangerous. And that's really what Mike Tyson is doing. Not to insult Mike Tyson's boxing IQ. Of course, he knows more about boxing than I do. However, he admitted it, that he never watched Joshua fight. He only looked at his highlights. So for him to be judging Deontay Wilder, telling this man what he can't do, when you're not even thorough in the guy who he's supposed to be fighting in Anthony Joshua, is ridiculous in my opinion. However, everybody's not hating on Deontay Wilder. I don't know what Evander Holyfield has been saying as of late, but I can recall 2015, 2014 interview that Dante's Boxing Nation had with Evander Holyfield, and Holyfield said that he thought he doesn't see anybody beating Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? That's what he said back then. Now maybe his opinions have changed. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I didn't see that as Holyfield hating on Wilder, or Holyfield sucking Wilder nuts, or none of that. I just saw him. That's Holyfield, a Hall of Famer, giving his opinion. He don't feel that anybody can beat Deontay Wilder. That was at that time. Holyfield also said some other things that I'm going to talk about a little later in this video. Now, Riddick Bowe gave an interview with, I believe it was True School Boxing, okay, right here on YouTube. Riddick Bowe said about Deontay Wilder that he has the potential to be an all-time great. He says that Deontay Wilder has the potential to be one of the greatest heavyweights ever, okay? He said he just had to keep working to get better, okay? That's what Riddick Bowe said about Wilder. So there are good stuff out. There's good stuff out there about Deontay Wilder, all right? But the media likes to focus on the negative, all right? Because they like to keep dumb shit going on, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Especially the culture vultures. The culture vultures love to keep shit going on between two brothers, any type of disagreement. Hey, what you think about what this guy said about you? Well, they love that, you know what I mean? So now let me talk about what Holyfield said, okay? Evander Holyfield said about Wilder that Wilder, he doesn't see anybody beating Wilder. This is what he said back in 2014, 2015. But he also said something very important, which is, we have to teach these kids to box at an early age and stop waiting for them to get big and then trying to convert them into boxers. Because as you remember, Deontay Wilder is not a guy who's been boxing his whole life. You know what I mean? He's not a guy who has all this vast experience in boxing and learning how to fight. Wilder converted into a boxer at an older age. You know what I mean? He wasn't raised as a fighter. And this is the criticism of so many American heavyweights, is that they're not being taught boxing at an early age anymore. American fighters, period. Where are all the gyms? All you Hall of Fame fighters, all you old school trainers, former boxers, where are the gyms? You know what I'm saying? Why not go into the boxing gyms in your city and recruit some of these kids? Look at the kid who you can see has talent, right? But he might be distracted in the streets a little bit, or doubting himself, or going through problems at home. Why can't you do what Virgil Hunter did, right? And take one. If you can't save them all, take one and raise him, right? Teach him, right? And you know, Virgil Hunter was able to successfully raise Andre Ward into a man, raise Andre Ward into a multiple world champion, multiple weight class world champion, okay? An Olympic gold medalist. Virgil Hunter was able to do this. And I respect Hunter for that, okay? Because I know what's going on out here in these streets. So I respect a guy like Virgil Hunter. You can say whatever you want to about him. You could dislike Andre Ward. I know what Andre Ward could be. You see, because I work with these kids. I know what Andre Ward could have ended up if not for a guy like Virgil Hunter. Andre Ward had every fucking excuse to be one of these knuckleheads out here, okay? His mom being who she was, his dad being who he was. Dudes out here standing in front of the gas station asking you for $2 to get on the bus when he ran, because a man got a hold of him and taught him manhood, okay? Taught him an art form that he could use to you know, help his family and provide for his family later on. Now, I would love for more trainers and more ex-fighters to do that, you know? Go into these communities. Look at Detroit, Michigan right now. It need help, right? All the old school fighters who benefited from Kronk Jim and Emmanuel Stewart leaving, and everybody just scattered. Why is Klitschko, no disrespect to Klitschko, but why is Klitschko getting all these secrets? You know? Why is Klitschko getting all those secrets? You know? But these American fighters don't know that. When this came from us. But Klitschko getting all these secrets from the Kronk Gym. You know, why? Well, why can't these young... Why ain't Deontay Wilder getting these secrets? But Klitschko can get them, you know. Why is Floyd Mayweather Jr. opening up a boxing gym in Russia? Why? Vegas is one thing, right? But, you know, that's Vegas. You know, that's Bright Lights, big city. What about Detroit? What about Chicago? You know? It is some fucking champions out here in these streets, man. They just don't know that they have that in them. Nobody's pulled them in and said, hey, why don't you come down, put on some gloves and, you know, try out boxing. You know what I mean? You'll be surprised, man, at what these kids are capable of. That's why I always supported Devin Alexander. When other people shitted on him, oh, Devin suck, he this, he that. I don't care about all that stuff. He ain't got to be the best fighter. I like his story. I like the fact that this guy chose boxing over another lifestyle. You understand? So many boxing trainers have sold their soul to foreigners and decide to go over there and teach Russians and teach other Ukrainians and everybody else all the American secrets, okay? Everything that used to give us the little edge over everybody, now these Eastern Europeans are learning this stuff, right? They're hiring American coaches, importing them over, teach them. Teach us what you know, you know? And then they ship you out like Chicken George, you know what I'm saying? Bring you in like Chicken George, teach us what you know, and then we ship you out, you know? You know, like they did Mr. Bashir, you know, in the Usyk camp, in the Alexander Usyk camp, you know? See, this is what they do. They use you for what you got, your knowledge, and then they don't need you no more, you see? And before you know it, you're going to have a million Vasil Lomachenkos running around out here, and it's going to be hard to beat them. Very hard to beat them. Keep on teaching all them secrets. You should be teaching Deontay Wilder. You should have been teaching these guys over here. Right? Now, I'm not making this about, you know, you can't teach a European RC. I'm not trying to make it, you know what I'm saying, a Bruce Lee situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, teaching, you know, the Westerners your shit. I'm not trying to make it that, you know, you can do that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to criticize Deontay Wilder or the lack of American talent in the amateurs and coming up, then somebody, you guys who have respect, need to come out here. What are you doing? Come out into the gyms and teach the kids something. You know what I'm saying? That's valuable information. Mike Tyson himself, okay, never forgot the day he met Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali came to his detention center and spoke to them, he never forgot that. He always talked about that. In every fucking interview, I remember when Ali came. That's big for these kids, you understand? So, why not take the time out to do that? It's not gonna take too much time. You're doing something good, and you're teaching the craft that you love. You know, you really are. Now, it's so. Listen, sure, Deontay Wilder could be so much better. He could be a lot better, but I think he's gonna get better. I do. You know, I think his skill set, Deontay Wilder's gonna get a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So, he just needs that time. He needs that development. You know what I mean? He didn't have it at 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking years old. The way you dudes, some of you motherfuckers, get the fuck out of here. These dudes be coming on the internet talking all this shit about people. You know, oh man, look at Wilder, look how he fight. Same thing y'all do to Sean Porter. Oh man, look at him. Man, look at him hitting in there. Man, all right, you go spar with him then. See how that turned out for you. Just go spar with him. See how it turned out. You know, it is what it is, man. People gotta do what's effective for them. If the shit if it ain't broke, then you ain't no need to fix it. You know. But in Wilder's situation, there are things that could have been polished up and perfected by this point right now. You know, of his career. You know, but like Holyfield said, you have to teach those guys early. You know, Wilder's a newcomer to boxing, and he's this successful, which is amazing. That's amazing to be this successful as a newcomer to boxing. You know, and I just wish that more American trainers would put this emphasis in on training American fighters. Our streets is flooded with talent. You know what I mean? Flooded with talent in the streets of America, and nobody's paying attention to them. Nobody's willing to take these kids and, you know, dump out that dope out of their pocket, and, you know what I'm saying, and teach them how to fucking box. Give them you know, that's really a skilled trade. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching them manhood, you're teaching them discipline, you're teaching them a skilled trade, something they can provide for their families with in the future. But nobody's willing to do that. A lot of you older guys are scared of these kids, man. You like to talk to them, talk about them from a distance, but you ain't gonna go out there and, you know, you see, some of you dudes already know, man. You see a porch full of 10, 15 kids sitting out there, you gonna cross the fucking street. You know, you wouldn't dare walk up, approach them, and you wouldn't even know what to say to approach them kids. You know what I mean? You would know, and that's cool. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you've been through. It is what it is. You know, but that's pretty much it, man. You know, I just wish these guys would stop being so critical of the American talent pool when you're not doing anything to help it. You know what I mean? Every time these foreigners ask y'all for anything, you running all over there. You know what I'm saying? Being spokespersons and going to give other fighters pointers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Giving all these motherfucking Eastern European fighters all these pointers. You know? But then when it comes to American fighters, you ain't got nothing. You don't want. What the fuck? We gotta take some responsibility too for the state of American boxing. If it's starting in the amateurs, then you guys need to be in the amateurs, helping these kids. Shit, Kenny Porter was in the amateur helping those kids. He was out there helping them fucking kids while everybody talking shit about him, criticizing them. This dude was out there trying to help these kids. All the guys, professional fighters now, knew Kenny Porter from the amateurs. He wasn't just Sean Porter's dad. He's out there helping those kids. You know what I'm saying? Trying to teach them what he knows. Who the fuck else is doing anything? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? No, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them guys who are out there actually helping the young American talent instead of just sitting back criticizing them, but then quick to hop on a plane and run over to fucking get dual citizenship, Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, you can't I don't trust nothing Roy Jones say no more. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. This man got dual citizenship for Russia. Every time a fucking foreign fighter come on HBO, yeah, Jim, I think he's the best I ever seen, Jim. Yeah, Jim, I think he's the greatest. Yeah, Jim, he's got to be pound for pound #1. Yeah, Jim. Like, dude, what the fuck you talking about, dude? You know better than this, Roy. You a better boxing mind than this. Why the fuck are you saying shit like this now? You know, but this is what's going on. You know, the American media, boxing media, the trainers, the fighters, a lot of people have just sold out. They've sold out, man, to the Eastern European. You know, if you look at, like I said, you look at HBO, nothing but Eastern European push. Bypass Terrence Crawford, this great American talent, and Terrence Crawford, phenomenal talent. Just bypass him and put Vasyl Lomachenko over him. You know what I mean? Based off of what? You know, we can go through this all over. Bypass Mikey Garcia, you know what I'm saying? Mexican American talent, you know, undefeated, beat all these motherfuckers that Lomachenko beat, and beat them first, and you know, whoop their ass, and bypass Mikey and put Lomachenko over. See, this is a controlled effort that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? This is they are determined. You know what I mean? And this is disgusting to me. I don't know what the fuck going on. You got motherfuckers in the White House communicating with Russia before all. Like, some weird shit going on out here. This gonna be a motherfucking takeover out this bitch. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand it. You know, so I don't want to get this video, you know, I don't want to digress. I just want to say that to close out here that, you know, more of you retired fighters, you know, need to be focused on working with these amateur fighters. You know, open up a gym in your community or something and pull these kids in the street. They'll go. Trust me, they will go. All right? I know plenty of young brothers that go. They may not go consistently, all right? But that's another story. But they go. They go to the gym to get out their frustrations and shit like that. Learn how to box. You know, kid might be getting bullied or something on the streets or bullied in school. He want to learn how to protect himself. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff like that that you guys will be able to do and help these guys with. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to help these kids do that. You know what I mean? Instead of just waiting until they get grown and they doing something good. Deontay Wilder doing something good, man. You know, 38 wins, 37 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is there to hate on about that? He's American. You know what I'm saying? What is there to hate on? You know? He's not running around here saying he's the best heavyweight ever. Nothing ridiculous, right? There's really no reason to hate on the guy. You like knockouts? That's your guy. You know? You like drama in the fight? That's your guy. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's the problem then? You know what I'm saying? He's shown me he can take a decent punch because, I mean, I've seen him get clocked a couple times in them fights, and he ain't went nowhere. He's still there. You know? So what's the problem? You know? Mike Tyson, if you got something to offer, then, you know, stop letting Showtime and whoever else use you as a mouthpiece when you don't know. Mike Tyson don't follow boxing no more, man. He don't really follow boxing. I remember he was at one of them fights, man. I was embarrassed watching that shit for Tyson. They had brought him out to Showtime or somebody, CBS, whoever it was. They brought him out to one of these fights and just wanted to have him in the front row, you know, star-studded front row, look good. They get free seats and shit. You know how they go. And in between the rounds, they went to Tyson and asked him something. Hey, what do you think of the fight? And this motherfucker said, yeah, these guys look pretty good, but, you know, they're past their prime. I don't know who these guys. I mean, Tyson don't even know who the fuck he watching. Tyson don't even know who the fuck Miguel Cotto is. Tyson, they don't watch boxing like that. These guys don't really watch. We know more about boxing as far as the politics and who's ranked who, where, and who's supposed to be fighting next. We know more about that than these fighters do. I promise you. I've talked to these fighters. We know more about that than I told Keith Thurman all that shit. He ain't know nothing about the rankings and all that. He ain't know none of that shit. These guys don't know this stuff. They don't follow boxing in that manner. How many times you been watching a fight or listen to an interview and a fighter say he hasn't watched this other guy fight? Now, they could be lying. Oh, I haven't watched him fight. I haven't seen this and that. What the fuck? Why haven't you? That's a big fight. Why? It's relevant to your division and everything. Why haven't you watched it? So it is what it is, man. These guys be giving opinions on stuff they don't know nothing about. And Mike Tyson's a Hall of Fame fighter. My favorite fighter of all time, period. Mike Tyson, all right? But Mike Tyson really don't know what he's talking about when it comes to this Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder situation, because he himself admitted that he hadn't even watched the full Anthony Joshua fight. He looked at highlights of the kid Joshua. See, why the fuck don't you know about Anthony Joshua? You know, you got all this criticism of Deontay Wilder, but whatever. It is what it is. But like I said, everybody's not critical of Wilder. There are some old school fighters that have been encouraging about Deontay Wilder's career and have given him some good advice, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Wilder needs to focus on uh, defeating the guys that they put in front of him, become an undisputed heavyweight champion. That should be his mission, and use whatever you perceive to be his hating. Use that as fuel. That's what I do in my life. You know, when I feel like somebody's hating on me, somebody don't want me to win, somebody always got my name in their mouth, I use that as fuel for every. Whenever I feel like slacking on something, I remember the hater's voice. I say, well, this hater would want, he would love for me to slack today. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. You know what I mean? I use everything as to my advantage to win. You understand? So, you know, it is what it is. 78 Sports TV. Let me know what you guys think. I'll holla.